Hello Year 2, it's Wednesday the 24th of February 2021 and here's your maths lesson. Okay, I hope you've already marked yesterday's work. Here are the answers. If you haven't, pause the video now and check your work from yesterday. Okay, our learning question today, my turn. Can I draw arrays? Your turn. Now, by the end of the lesson, you will know what an array is, and you'll be able to draw them. Okay, Victor vocabulary is here to help us with our vocabulary. Read it with me, the first column, because we've seen these before. Multiply, multiplied by, lots of, groups of, and times. I say, you say. Array, arrays, rows, and columns. These are our new words for today, and you'll understand them by the end of the lesson. Okay, so what is an array? Arrays have rows, which are horizontal, and columns that are vertical. Let's look at some objects arranged in an array. So I've got some donuts here. Can you see I've got rows that go across, and I've got columns that go vertically. Now you will notice that there is always an equal number in each row, and there is always an equal number in each column. Very, very important. Here I've got jam tarts. I've got rows and I've got columns, and there are an equal number of tarts in each row and each column. Here I've got chocolates. Again, here are the rows, and here are the columns. And there are an equal number in each row and the same number in each column. Okay, let's have a look at this array. Now, I'm going to look at the rows first. I've got 2 rows. 2 rows. And how many in each row? That's right, I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got 2 lots of 3. And there are 6 altogether. I can write that in a multiplication sentence. 2 lots of, or groups of, 3. 2 groups of 3, and I know my answer is 6. So, can you see the 2 groups of 3? 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, makes 6 altogether. Now let's look at our columns. How many columns have I got? 1, 2, 3. And the columns are the groups. So I've got 3 columns, 3 groups. Now, how many have I got in each group? I've got 2 in this group, 2 in this group, and 2 in this group. I've got 2 in each group. So my columns show me that 3 multiplied by 2, 3 lots of 2 equal 6. I can see both of these multiplications in this array. Let's look at another example. I've got some donuts here, and there are 12 donuts in this array, in this box. I wonder what multiplication number sentences we'll be able to write. Let's start with the rows again. So, there's one group arranged in a row, another group arranged in a row, another group, and another group. So I've got 4 groups. So I'm going to put 4 in my first box. 4 groups of what? How many are in each group? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 in each of my rows. So this array shows me 4 multiplied by 3. 4 lots of 3. Can you see the 4 lots of 3 there? And we know that the answer is 12. What about when we look at the columns? I wonder what we're going to see this time. There's my first group, my first column, second group, and third column. So there are 3 groups. Now, how many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in each group. So there are 3 lots of 4. And we know there are 12 altogether. What do you notice about this calculation? What do you notice about this calculation? What's the same? Yeah, that's right. They're the same numbers, but I've just switched them round. Another example. So I've got 20 chocolates in the box. Let's have a look at the groups. Let's look at the rows again first. So I've got 1 group, 2. How many groups am I going to have, I wonder? 3, 4. I've got 4 rows, so I've got 4 groups. Now, how many are in each row? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 4 groups, 4 rows, with 5 in each row, which make 20. So my rows show the calculation 4 lots of 5 equal 20. Let's move those rows. And now, let's look at the columns. Can you work out what this is going to be already? Shout out if you know. Let's find out if you're right. Let's look at these columns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 groups, 5 columns. Now how many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 5 lots of 4. 5 groups of 4. And that equals 20. To get the idea, and look again, 5 multiplied by 4 is the same as 4 multiplied by 5, because I've got the same number of chocolates. Okay, is this an array? What do you think? Yes or no? Shout out for me. While it is an array, it's an array made up in towers, because I've still got columns and rows. So let's have a look at this column, these rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I've got 10 groups because I've got 10 rows. Now, how many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 10 groups with 4 in each group. 10 groups with 4 in each group. Do you know the total? Well, the total, I'm going to tell you that, is 40. Okay, so that's what my rows show. quickly get rid of the rows. Now let's move on to the columns. 1 column, 2, 3, and 4. So I've got 4 columns, so 4 groups. How many in each group? Count quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 4 groups with how many in each group? That's right, 10. And we know that there is 40 altogether. And look what's happened again. It's the same numbers, just switched round. Do you understand what an array is now? Okay, now I'm going to make an array. And I'm going to make an array for this calculation, okay? 4 multiplied by 2 equals, and I'm going to tell you the answer, 8. So I'll need 8 counters altogether. 4 lots of 2 equals 8. And I'm going to make a horizontal array first. So I'm going to group my 2's in rows. So I need 4 groups of 2. 1 group of 2. I'm going to put the second group of 2 underneath. 3 groups of 2. And 4 groups of 2. So there we go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 2. And I've got 8 altogether. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to group my 2's in columns. Still need 4 though. There we go. There's the first column, the first group of 2. There's the second group of 2. The third group of 2. And the fourth group of 2. So both these arrays show 4 lots of 2. Here I've grouped my counters in rows. Here I've grouped my counters in columns, but they are the same. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Okay, what about this one? 3 lots of 5. 3 groups of 5. And I'm going to give you the answer again. It's 15. So this one, I'm going to put my 5's in rows. There's my first group of 5. I'm going to make it a bit quicker. There's my second group of 5. And there's my third group of 5. So now I've got 1, 2, 3 groups of 5. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to work vertically. Let's make 1 group of 5. Okay, 1 group of 5. How many groups of 5 do I need? 3. So let's make another group of 5 and a third group of 5. So here I've still got 3 groups of 5 and I've got 15 counters altogether. So it doesn't matter if you make your array in rows or columns, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so now I'd like you to find page 13 in your book and write the short date, the 24th of February 21. Pause the video now and write that in your book on page 13. Okay, so can I draw an array? So we're going to draw some arrays together. Okay, so the first one, 3 groups of 5 equals 15. So I know I need 15 counters altogether. I'm going to make my array first in rows. So I'm going to draw 1 group of 5. Now I'm going to draw my second group of 5. We'll keep it nice and neat. So now I've got 2 groups of 5, and I need 3. There's my third group of 5. Now let's count in 5s to check I've got 15. 5, 10, 15. I just counted each row. Do that again with me. 5, 10, 15. Now I'm going to make that array vertically, and I'm going to draw 5 counters in a column. Okay, one group of 5. Now my second group of 5. Oops. And now my third group of 5. Okay, let's count in 5s now and check we've got 15. 5, 10, 15. Do you see how I counted the columns then in 5s to check how many counters I had? Do that with me again. 5, 10, 15. Let's do another one. So this time we've got 5 lots of 2 equals 10. 5 equal groups of 2 equals 10. So I need 5 groups of 2. I'm going to make my 2s in rows. 1 group of 2. 2 groups of 2. 3 groups of 2. 4 groups of 2. 5 groups of 2. And there's my array. Let's count in 2s to check we've got 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good job. Now let's do it vertically. 1 group of 2. 2 groups of 2. 3 groups of 2. 4 groups of 2. And 5 groups of 2. Now let's count in 2s again, but count the columns this time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good job. Now this one, 4 multiplied by 10 is 40. Okay, now when we're making arrays with the number 10, it's so much quicker to draw our base 10. So that's what I want you to do for this one, okay? So I need 4 groups of 10, 4 lots of 10. So I'm just going to draw as neatly as I can my base 10, just like we do in school. So there's 1 10, there's 2 10s, there's 3 10s, and 4 10s. I've done this array in columns. Let's check we've got 40 by counting in 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40. Now I think it's best to do base 10 in columns, but you could draw your base 10 in rows. Just turn them on the side and do 4 groups that way. 2 groups, 3 groups, and 4 groups. Okay, and again, if we count them in 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, we get our answer. Okay, last one before you have a go on your own. 1 multiplied by 5 equals 5. So I just need 1 group of 5, okay? I'm going to make it vertically first. I'm going to make columns. 1 group of 5. Oops. And that's it. 1 group of 5 is 5. Now I'm going to make that horizontally with a row of 5, 1 group, 1 row of 5. There we go. Okay, so you've seen me do it on the video. It's time to pause it, and you please now draw the arrays that I've just drawn in the video. Stop the video now and do that on page 13. Okay, so our second task today is an independent task, okay? And You've got to believe you can do it. You can do this, okay? I don't want any grown-ups helping you with this one because I've given you lots of help in the video, okay? So you've got 3 arrays to do. 6 multiplied by 5 equals 30. 11 lots of 2 is 22. And 12 lots of 5 equals 60. Okay. Now for these arrays, I want you to draw your groups in columns. So I've started this one off for you. 6 lots of 5 equals 30. So there's 1 lot of 5, and you'll do me 6 lots of 5. For this one, you will do me 1 lot of 2, and then you'll do me 11 groups in total. And for this one, 12 lots of 5, you will do me 1 group of 5, and then do me 12 columns, 12 groups. And remember, you've got how many altogether there, so please check that you've got the right number of counters. Good luck. So as always, I want beautiful pictures of page 13 and 14, email to teachersy2@birchfields.manchester.sch.uk.